Hi, darling. Your audio is just setting up. There we are. We can hear you now. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Vicky. How are you?
Yeah, good. Well, yeah, I'm good. You know, I had that little infection like the viral and my glands are up. That's still a bit up, but it's fine. It will go. How are you?
A lot of people are getting little illnesses this
Yeah,
time of year.
yeah. I don't normally, so it's strange.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's cold here, and I don't like cold, but except for that, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't like the cold. I love summer.
Yeah. Our temperatures dropped like 30 degrees since yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was like in the 80s, and now it's in the 30s. I mean, 50s. Yeah, it's a big drop.
That's really quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They said it was going to happen, and it did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mad.
So,
Marsh, what we're going to do is, have you seen the others, the other interviews?
I haven't had the time to watch them yet.
No.
I have them, curious, but I didn't have the time. I think I saw the beginning of your initial interview with the professor. Are they called professors or doctors?
He was a professor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I was thinking. I already saw the beginning of that one.
Yeah, that's quite
But
interesting.
it was 20 something minutes, and I didn't have 20 minutes at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When this puppy says, "Mama, I got to go outside,"
Yeah,
he's got to go outside.
oh, bless. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about you and your story and your journey so far, because obviously you want to, you need to carry on. So it'd be your age, because that will help others. About your diabetes and your heart and your high blood pressure. So all the things that you have,
Okay.
and how it was at the beginning and how it is for you now.
Okay.
You had your surgery. So yeah, talk to me. Tell me your story.
Okay. Well, it started because one day I slipped while I was getting in bed, and I ended up on the floor, and I couldn't get up. And it took an emergency crew. We had to call in an emergency crew to come pick me up.
Yeah.
That's how it started. And then my doctor made the phone call to my surgeon and said, "I think you need to help this lady." So then I went in to see the surgeon. And at that time, I weighed 419 pounds.
Right.
I had diabetes. I had high blood pressure. And did I have high blood pressure then? I'm not sure I had high blood pressure then. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't recall exactly. I may not have yet.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he immediately put me on this whey protein liquid diet to help me lose the weight.
Liver shrinking diet.
Yeah. And I ended up in the hospital.
Why was that?
Well, the AFib developed. And the AFib developed because I was having severe diarrhea.
Yeah.
Which resulted in dehydration.
This was before the operation.
Yes.
Wow.
This was at the very beginning. I'm going to say April or May 2019.
Okay.
Okay. So I ended up in the hospital, not knowing if I had a heart attack or what, but it wasn't that. It was AFib, where your heart's beating irregularly. And so they sent me home with some medication.
And how old are you at the moment? How old were you in 2019?
66.
66. Okay, sorry.
66.
I don't like to
That's
ask,
okay.
but...
And and things were going okay, except for the diarrhea was continuing. And I figured it had to be the supplement that he was giving me, or the main stuff. So I concluded I'm allergic to it. Now, I didn't have an actual allergy test. I concluded I was allergic to it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I stopped taking it. And the diarrhea cleared up, and I started eating salads and light meats like chicken and fish. And I was very restrictive in what I was eating. And they said, eat slowly. Each meal should take 20 to 30 minutes. Drink all this water. I was doing all that. I threw myself into it full force. Yeah. And it was working. At that point, I lost 45
after
pounds.
The operation now, or before still?
What?
Is this still before the operation?
This is all before.
Okay.
This is all before. So I lost 45 pounds then. And so then finally we got word that the surgery was going to be scheduled for December 23rd, 2019.
Okay.
And I didn't like that date because it was going to be in the way of the holidays and all that stuff. But I knew I didn't want to wait until January and have to start this whole insurance mess again. And so December 23rd, I went to the hospital and they did the surgery. And I was doing okay after the surgery, no particular pain or anything, except I was still having all this diarrhea.
Right.
Okay. So we come home on the 25th. And everything's going okay again, except for this diarrhea. And basically all I'm having is protein drinks and water at this point. Okay. Yeah. On January 2nd, I had to go back to the hospital, and my heart was just in AFib, and we couldn't get it, to calm down. So I had to go back to the hospital. So I was there for like 2 or 3 days. Well, when I was there, they did the test because of the diarrhea, and they decided it was C. diff, which is some sort of infection, and it results in extremely nauseating diarrhea.
Yeah, and being poorly. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So they gave me an antibiotic that kills all this bacteria, but the diarrhea continues. And I end up seeing the doctor again, and they test it. And I'm clear of the C. diff after 2 weeks. Why am I still having diarrhea? All right. So I'm very weak and I'm very sick with diarrhea for like 3 months.
Wow.
And I'm losing weight. How can I lose weight?
I'm not surprised.
But I was eating yogurt and I was eating cheese. I may have been eating eggs. I'm not sure. I don't think I was eating eggs yet. Anyway, this went on and I was very weak. Now, let me say here, I was under the care of the doctor. I was under the care of the nutritionist.
Yeah.
This is when COVID first hit.
Oh, it was March, wasn't it?
So there was no going back to the doctor's office to see him. Okay. I was in the hospital in March to get the AFib treatment where they shock your heart. And it was the same day they were putting the hospitals in lockdown.
My daughter has that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he comes out and he says, it worked. Everything's fine. Go home, be good, lose some more weight. And this is my cardiologist, but he was all in support of, the surgery.
Yeah.
And within 2 days, my heart was acting up again.
Oh.
So I said, well, we're not going to do that mess again. Plus there was COVID going around and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I just stayed home and took my medicine and followed my diet and stayed sick. I just don't know how else to explain it to you. I just stayed sick. I had a dog at the time.
Yes.
His name was Sparky. And when I'd finished the yogurt, I'd let him lick the little yogurt cup. Well, I noticed after a couple of weeks, he had runny eyes and all kinds of little odd things. And I said, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I don't think you can eat yogurt. And when I noticed my dog could not eat yogurt, I thought, Marcia, yogurt's made of milk.
Yeah.
Whey is made of milk. You can't eat yogurt or cheese or any of those things.
Yeah. Any dairy.
That's when I became aware that I'm allergic to dairy or sensitive to it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped all dairy and the symptoms disappeared.
Oh, so you're definitely allergic to dairy after the operation.
So just disappeared, and I was never allergic before I had all this, but I am now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what my weight was at that time. I was losing it very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was eating salad. I was eating chicken, fish, vegetables, some fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I was eating 3 meals a day and drinking my water as best I could.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going all right as long as I stayed off of the dairy. And the first year came along and I had lost a little more than 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how much, but a little more than 100 pounds.
Wonderful.
And then I just got to 2 years this past December, and I've lost 168 pounds.
Amazing.
It is amazing. It's not enough because I started at 419.
Yeah, it's like me. It's not enough.
It's not enough. So I've got to lose more weight. And you probably know as well as anyone else that the weight loss slows down the longer time you go past the surgery.
Yes.
And it seems to me like it is crawling. I mean, just super, super, super crawling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult for me to exercise. I don't have good balance and I cannot walk far. Someone said to me the other day about it would be great, if you could go for a walk around the block. And I started to laugh. I'm lucky if I can walk to the mailbox.
I had that. People saying that to me when I was like 27 stone. And I'm like, are you having a laugh?
Yeah. So I'm like, I can't walk that far.
No.
And I use a walker.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go anywhere without it.
Mm.
And if I have to go any distance, like more than maybe 100 yards, I need a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's what I had.
So, so it's just been difficult.
Yeah.
Now it's a new year, and I don't just mean calendar wise. I mean, since the anniversary, this 2-year anniversary of the surgery, it's a new year, and I am determined. I don't know how yet, but I am determined to get the last 50 to 60 pounds off.
We'll work together because I am too.
I am just determined to do it. Like I said, I haven't got it figured out how I'm going to do that yet.
Yeah, we'll work.
But I'm going to find a way.
We'll work meal plans out and things because I've got sort of like independent meal plans that work to like on an individual.
I was looking at the recipe you sent the other day.
Yeah, what did you think of that one?
It had spinach in it, and it had some dairy. And I said, well, I can't have that because I cannot eat spinach because of a medication I'm on. And I can't eat it because of the dairy. I said, okay,
another one.
We're going to have to find an alternative.
Yeah, I'll send you another one.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. And you don't have to edit what you send. I have to edit what I eat.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only one who's responsible for that is me.
Yes. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. Now I don't choose to eat pasta. I don't choose to eat rice or bread or any of those things. So I edit those things out of my diet as well.
I do.
You know, so now I'll say that. And like, one of the things I enjoy is sugar-free angel food cake.
Right.
Which is available at the grocery store here.
Right.
And I had the kids pick me up a cake. And I had a piece yesterday.
Right.
And I read the label, and it's 6 servings to the cake. Each serving's 90 calories.
90?
90.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said, okay, I can handle this. So I cut it into 6 pieces, and I said, that's it. 1 piece a day.
Yeah.
For as many days as you eat it, you know, and that's it. And now in the past, in the past, I would have had them get 2 or 3 angel food cakes.
Yeah.
You know, and said that's still good, and maybe it was. I don't know, but I don't. Now I got 1, and when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Now it may be a month or 2 months again before I ask them to get another one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I recently recognized that I was eating a lot of sugar-free Cool Whip.
Right.
And I would put it on strawberries and things like this, bananas. And I said, okay, enough of that. Just enough.
Yeah.
You can eat the strawberries. You can have the bananas. You can't have the Cool Whip.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an extra you just don't need.
Yeah.
You know, so
you can have it without. It's better, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Just cutting out little bits.
A little bit here and there. And it's not going to help me. It's not going to make me lose 50 to 60 pounds. Those little bitty changes. I need something bigger, like walking, to come into my life.
That will come.
But I'm not going to jeopardize myself either.
No, that will come.
You know, so I'm trying to be realistic.
Yeah. You're very realistic when it comes to it all.
You know, so, but I am frustrated.
You have done well. You're in a stall. I think we've, like you say, it's a new year, not just because it's 2022, it's your surgery anniversary.
Right.
And it's time to get back in the game, which is how I feel. I've got to, that I've been not good at all with bypass. My head was just not in it, but my head is in it now. And I am determined to get this 6 stone off. Absolutely determined.
Well, that's where I am with this. I am just determined to finish. And it's in my lower body. You know, when we were evacuating after Hurricane Ida back in August, September.
Yeah, September.
Something like that. The first night we stayed at a hotel, and that particular hotel, there was a full-length mirror in the bathroom. I don't have a full-length mirror here at home.
No, I don't.
And I got a chance to see what I looked like head to toe. And I went, oh, this is not a pretty sight. And the majority of it is below my waist.
Yeah, same.
You know, and
it seemed like we're losing weight like this. It's coming down.
Yes. I have always had big legs. Even as a kid, I had big round legs. I don't expect to come out of this with
skinny legs.
I don't think that's possible. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I want smaller all the way down. Is what I want.
You need to be mobile like me. You just need to be mobile to be able to walk around and move around and have more movement.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you know, I just got a new puppy, and part of what I want to do with this puppy is walk him. And So I want to be able to hook him up to my walker,
Yeah.
take him outside and
Yeah.
walk to the corner and walk back. Now the corners are stretched. I don't think I can make the corner for a couple of weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
But as I build up strength, I should be able to get to the corner.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be so
And
excited if you get there.
I want to, believe me.
Yeah.
The biggest obstacle is when I go outside, because getting the walker out, getting me
Yeah.
out, now getting a puppy outside, maintaining my balance is the trick,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. So, but I'm optimistic about it. I think it's
Good.
only going to be a problem if I make it a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
You
agree.
know?
If you're positive
And
and like, yeah, we're going to do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And here's a bit of insanity for us. One of the other puppies came back to the breeder.
Okay.
And I told my kids, they're both in their 40s, by the way. I call them kids, but they're both in their 40s.
Yeah, I do the same.
I told my kids, I said, I want to get him too. And they're like, no way, we're not doing it. But I think we might be doing it. So 2 crazy puppies
Good.
in the house.
Oh, that'd be really cute though. Siblings.
Well, I think it would be good for me. I mean, this puppy makes me get up and move.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And one of the other things, you asked
too.
about my age in the beginning. Here's the other thing, and this was
Yeah.
very eye-opening when we evacuated because of the hurricane.
Yeah.
I had not been that far from home and on the road in really years,
Mhm.
you know, at minimum 5 years,
Yeah.
probably longer than that. I used to drive all over the country by myself, pack
Yeah.
up the car. Virginia, here I come. Chicago, here I come. Texas, here I come. I was driving everywhere.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I didn't feel comfortable on the road. And I wasn't even doing the driving. My son was.
It's the confidence. Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, I am really out of it. And could I have handled it if I had to be on my own? And the truth is, the answer to that was no. Getting out of the car, going into a service station where there was a restroom, I needed assistance.
Yeah.
You know, so that's very eye-opening.
Yes.
To me, when I realized how limited I have become.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I was not that limited when I used to travel, but I have become that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I have to be very real
your
about.
Diabetes. How's your diabetes now?
Well, the diabetes is actually good. For example, it was 118 this morning.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. And my A1C the last time it was taken was 6 point something.
Right.
Now, I had brought it down prior to the surgery. I had it under control and brought it down prior to the surgery. Good. And it's never gone back up.
Great.
I do still take insulin once a day. And that keeps it in that 100 to 120 range most times.
Right. But if you could lose some more, maybe you'd come off the insulin, maybe.
It's possible. It's possible, yes.
Yeah. I know Audrey did, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Did she have insulin? I can't remember whether she had insulin. I'm pretty sure she had insulin.
Yeah. Well, I know I do, so.
Yeah, so you never know.
That's what I do. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't guess I'll ever get off of high blood pressure given the AFib. I don't guess I'll ever get off of high blood pressure medication given the AFib.
Would the AFib get better if you lost the rest of the weight?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. They suggest having some sort of a surgical procedure where they go in and they do something. I don't even know what it is.
Like a stent, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm told by other medical people it rarely works. It rarely has long-term effectiveness.
Is it an ablation?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, my daughter's had 2 ablations.
Yeah.
But the last one worked. But the first one was burning, but the second one they used the ice. Is it ice? Pardon? Froze it. So they frozen it, and that worked.
Okay. Well, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'm due to see those doctors maybe by February or March.
Okay. Be interesting to know then.
It'll be interesting. You know me, I don't like these doctors. I don't like any doctors.
I know.
I consider them bossy, people who do not listen is what I consider them. Okay. And a lot of people go to doctors and say, oh, I have this aching pain. I don't. Because if I go to a doctor and they and say I have this aching pain, he'll find a pain, and then he'll start treating that pain, and then there's side effects.
Well, my husband
there's other pains, and I won't do that.
Says. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I went to the hospital when it was undeniable something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, that's usually what I do. And there's a good side to what I do, and there's a bad side to what I do, and I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
But when it comes to the surgery,
do you regret it? Are you quite happy with it? I mean, you've lost 168 pounds. You must be.
Yeah, I know. I think today I wish I had done a bypass.
Right. Could you have the revision? Could you afford the revision and do the revision?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you could have it.
But do I want to go through that again? I don't know.
Yeah.
I turned 70
in 2 months. As well.
Yeah, I turned 70 in 2 months. And do I want to go through that again?
Yeah.
And I don't know that I do.
No.
My head's not in that game, is the best way for me to put it.
Yeah.
You know.
So you and I have got to do this 100% on our own without surgery.
Without surgery.
Yeah, without the new surgery, because I've got to get back in the game mentally, but I think I'm there now. A year
I'm
on.
not sure I am mentally there now. I've been thinking that. I've been thinking a lot about that since the anniversary date.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, Marcia, you know, you were full in, both feet in the water, head under the waves when you started this. Are you still under the water, head under the waves? And the answer is no, I don't think I am.
I didn't. No, a year ago I wasn't.
You know, so how do I get back there? How do I dedicate myself to that? And
I understand.
It's tough. It's tough to be hard on yourself all the time. But it's necessary to do it, you know, and damn it, I've had this surgery and I want this to work. And that's still my attitude. I've had it and I want it to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the only one keeping it from working is me.
Yeah. That's how I feel now.
You know, so the other thing is there are supplements.
Yes.
There are techniques. There are programs. Do I want to spend any more money on any other?
I don't.
Weight loss
product.
Guru? And the answer is no, I don't want to do that.
I don't either. And I don't think we need to. I think it's healthy eating, raw ingredients, the vegetables that we like, the meats and proteins that we like, fish. No snacking for me, no sweeties and no goodies. You know, I've got to get back on my water.
I'm doing that.
I've got to do that. I've got to get. I'm going to get some iced tea because I think I would like that. I'm trying to think of a juice or some sort of drink other than water that I would like
Okay.
and I would drink a lot of.
Okay.
Mm.
Most of the time I drink water.
Yeah.
I have some sugar-free packets of flavored, that I can put in the water. But most of the time I still stick with water.
Mm-hmm.
I might have one of those, quote unquote, as a treat. My favorite is flavored pina colada.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I tried that. I didn't like the aftertaste.
Okay. Well, I don't find an aftertaste.
Yeah,
I don't find an aftertaste. But I don't tend to go to it very often. I have a single glass that I drink out of every day. It's large. It stays cold the whole day.
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed food after 7 o'clock if I'm following my intermittent fasting program.
Yeah, because you're doing the hours. So you eat within the 8 hours.
I eat between 11 in the morning and 7 at night. And I don't eat before that, and I don't eat after that. And if I have that flavored water, then I have to change out my cup and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, I don't want to do that. So I just tend to stick with water.
Yeah.
I'm allowed black coffee. So I have the equivalent of 16 ounces of black coffee every morning.
Okay.
Which is 4 cups,
Yeah,
And then I'm on water the rest of the day. And I have a lunch. I might have a mid-afternoon snack. I have a supper.
Sorry, excuse me. How do you find the 30 minutes before and the 30 minutes after? Like not drinking?
That's okay. That's okay. That doesn't bother me. Once in a while, I need a small drink, a single small drink to when I'm finished eating. And it's not because of what's in my stomach, it's because of what's left in my throat. And I just want to wash that down. One of the things I've noticed is I eat too much. I just plain old eat too much. I put too much on my plate, even though it's a small plate.
Yeah.
And I'm full before I'm done.
Yes.
Before it's all gone.
Yes.
And I tend to want to finish it.
Yeah, I know. What's that about?
Well, that's my old eating habits. That's my old eating habits.
It has to be cleared. It has to be cleared.
Yeah. So I have a scale where I measure my food, which I have not been using. And I was looking in the kitchen and went, where the heck is my scale? Because I know right where it's supposed to be. And it wasn't there. And it had been moved in during the Christmas cooking preparation stuff. Okay. And so, excuse me. So anyway, I said, okay, we're moving the scale back in and we're going to use it every day. So today I had a salad for lunch. So I got my paper plate out just because I choose to use paper plates. Okay.
Yeah.
I got my paper plate out. I put what I thought was the right amount of salad, which was salad, some meat, some tomatoes, some bell peppers, some cucumber, mostly lettuce.
Yeah, all the things we like.
And in this case, it was Greek salad. So there was meat on it.
Feta.
Gyro meat. And this feta on it. And so I weighed out 4 ounces. 4 ounces of salad is a lot of salad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was lunch.
Yeah.
And now let me go back a step and say there's feta cheese on this salad.
Yeah.
Okay. And here I've said, very emphatically, I cannot have cheese. I can have a little bit now.
Okay.
Okay. I have had days where I've had a slice of cheese. I have had hamburgers with cheese on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I like to throw a little bit of
Grated.
Parmesan
Oh,
cheese
yeah.
on ratatouille. Um, you know, and that's not making me sick.
Good.
So I'm tolerating some cheese now.
Do you have dumping syndromes at all?
I've had a half a dozen. I've had a half a dozen episodes in all this time.
Yeah.
There's the two different kind, the kind where you want to throw up.
Yeah.
And then there's the diarrhea.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I have the one that's throwing up, or I get so tired and I have a pain in my stomach and I have to go and lie down.
Yeah, I haven't had that. But the throwing up one is really surprising. One morning I was taking my vitamins and dumping happened as a result of my taking my vitamins.
Oh.
Beat the heck out of me. It didn't last long, but it was for real.
Yeah.
Today,
that's a
most of the
one.
time, yeah. Today, most of the time, if I have dumping, it's because it becomes diarrhea.
Right.
And it just,
so it really goes through you, doesn't it, on your stomach?
Yeah.
So it's obviously very sensitive, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
So
you've done really well so far, I tell you. You've done so well so far. You should pat yourself on the back for that.
Well, I appreciate you saying it because I don't say it enough to myself, and I don't let other people in to say it. It's, my kids know, one or two friends know, but that's it.
Yeah.
And I said, my body shape, my bottom is bigger than the rest of me. Well, my bottom's always been bigger than the rest of me. So when people who do know about this surgery see me, they still see a heavy bottomed woman. And I don't look that different than I used to look. It's just that I'm overall smaller.
Right.
But I'm not thin and I don't look it.
Right.
And I think that's what I want. I think that's what I want. I want to look thin.
I do.
Yeah. I don't know what would happen.
I don't feel there's much change for me in my body shape. When I see the photos, I don't think there's much change in my body shape. I want to look thin like you. I want to be seen as she's lost weight at the minute.
Yeah. I don't. I recently saw a very good friend.
Yeah.
Who knew me at my highest weight.
Right.
She didn't say anything about my size or anything.
Oh, no.
I don't think she could tell.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Or
she does not,
was she embarrassed to say?
She does not know about the surgery. I did not tell her about the surgery, even though I consider her one of my very best friends. I did not tell her about the surgery because she will tell the world. And I don't want the world
to know,
bothering me with it.
Oh, you said that about bothering you. Yeah, I know.
I don't want that. I have not told my siblings. I have 9 siblings.
Yeah.
I have not told my siblings. I have not told my neighbors. I mean, I just keep quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to know what you have to say on the subject.
People. You don't want to answer to people. No.
My weight has been a subject of conversation since I was a baby.
Yeah.
Since I was a baby, they used to tell me I would waddle across the street. And they were laughing at me. Now, what baby doesn't waddle? But exactly. My good head doesn't tell me that,
Yeah.
So I have to reject a lot of negative messaging to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's big in my head. I call it the itty bitty the itty bitty shitty committee.
That's
Because
so funny. Love that.
It's constantly telling me negative messages.
Yeah.
You know, I think the last 2 weeks of December, I cried and I cried and I cried.
Mm-hmm.
Depression, loneliness.
Yeah. You contact me anytime, my love.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate
I'm
it.
always
And I
here.
do. I
Yeah,
do.
I'm
It's
always
just
around.
some things cannot be changed, you know? And I wish I didn't still feel these things,
I know. Virtual hug.
but they're there. And sometimes they get on a roll, you know?
Yeah.
And I told a friend once, I hope I get Alzheimer's. Because when you get Alzheimer's, you don't remember your past, which means I won't remember all these negative things. And they looked at me like I was out of my mind, but it's the truth. I just don't want all these
thoughts,
negative things in my head.
I have the same thing though, Marcia. I've got loads of things, like my mother at 11 years old put me on a diet because I wasn't thin, and I was thin. I was a thin child. And I've had loads of the family being completely different and felt different from them.
Yeah.
You know, and they used to treat me differently, always.
Well,
I still do.
There's an episode in my life when I was a child, under 5 years old. And I think I saw something no child should have to see. And when I asked my mother about it, I think that was the beginning of the end of my relationship with my mother, because she did not want to believe me. So she made it her business for the rest of my life to discredit me.
Yeah.
And she taught everyone she knows, including all my siblings, to discredit me.
Yeah.
And that's what I live with.
Disgusting. Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You know, I can tell people stories about my family and they look at me like, this woman's out of her mind.
And me.
I am not out of my mind.
Drama queen. They think I'm some sort of drama queen, but it's like the reality of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it. And it's not that I'm seeing things in a skewed way. These things really happen. My oldest brother, I was dropping my kids off at my parents' house who many, many years ago to babysit. My husband and I were going somewhere.
Yeah.
And my oldest brother happened to be there and he says, "Oh no, Marcia's kids." And Mama told him, and I got told this story. Now, mind you, how else would I know this? "Oh no, Marcia's kids are fine. It's just Marcia."
Oh no, you should. Oh, that's awful.
You know, this kind of stuff. My life is full of these kinds of comments.
Yeah.
You know, Mama's in the hospital.
And they
Mama
dig deep. They dig deep.
Yeah. Mama had a horrendous episode the last 7 years of her life. She's in the hospital at this point, and I walk in. And one of the nurses is there. And she looks at me. She goes, "Oh, you must be one of the sisters. Y'all all look so much alike," which we do.
Yeah.
And she says, "Are you a school teacher too?" Because my other two sisters were teachers.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh no, I would eat the kids for lunch." And Mama, instead of laughing, because it was a joke, obviously.
Yeah.
Mama says, "Oh no, Marcia's bad." Because I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, Mama, what do you mean by that?" "Oh, Marcia's bad." She repeated it. "Well, Mama, tell me what you mean." And she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. She would not admit out loud that she was making it up as she went along.
Yeah.
And the nurse was stuck there like, "Well, what do I say to this?" And I just looked at her and said, "There's nothing you can say to this. Nothing." You know?
So even then, and you know, on her last part of her life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I can give you story after story after
Yeah,
story after
yeah,
story.
yeah. We'll
And
go back on that. I think
yeah,
we all like that, but maybe that's something to do with weight gain then, because we've all got our, you know, our history, and we've all got the problem that we tend to go to food with
oh,
that emotion. So I think all of us,
without a doubt.
when you do listen to everybody, everybody seems to have their story and their journey, and you know they've got a past, and I think we've all just gone to food and chomped
Here's a
our way
kicker
through
for
it.
you. Here's a kicker for you. I got sick somewhere in my high school days, and she was forced to take me to a doctor.
Right.
She didn't do that readily because doctors cost money,
Okay.
and she wasn't going to spend any money she didn't have to spend.
Mm.
The doctor put me on some sort of a tablet that helped me lose weight.
Oh,
I could go 24/7 without eating. Whatever it was, I could go 24/7 without eating. And I lost a good bit of weight. I think this was my junior and senior year in high school.
wow.
Because
Okay.
when I went back to high school that September, somebody walked up to me and she goes, "You're Marcia." And I went, "Well, yeah. I mean, I've known this girl for 4 years now."
Yeah.
And she goes, "I didn't recognize you."
Wow. Okay. That's nice.
Okay. But when it came time to renew the prescription, mother wouldn't do it.
Oh no.
She's like, "You don't need this." The truth is, she was jealous that it worked,
Yeah.
and I know that that was my conclusion at the time. And I know that I'm right because she admitted it to someone later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in the same way she said to my oldest brother, "Oh, it's not Marcia's kids, it's Marcia."
Yeah. Yeah.
She later said the same thing about the medicine to someone else,
Mm.
So no, I mean, she was not my best friend. And
And it didn't help you with your weight loss.
no,
But we're here for you now. We've got the support for you now.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and we're all here for you. And whenever
Thank you.
anybody's not off work and around, we're all, you know, here to speak to you, you know. So don't think you have to sit there and be lonely. Just give us a call.
Oh, I know. And
Yeah.
it's not a matter of sitting around and being lonely. I stay busy. I
You
do. I
do
stay
with your
busy.
rug,
Huh?
with your rugs.
I do. Look, let's see if you can see it. Let me move this off.
Okay,
I'm working on this one.
let's have a
Can you
look.
see it?
Oh, wow.
Can you see
Yeah.
it? I don't know what you can see, but there's
Yeah,
a
I can
butterfly.
see
There's a
butterfly.
basket.
Yeah.
There's going to be some strawberries by this afternoon.
Oh,
And this is a piece I'm doing for someone who lives in Oregon.
okay.
And my daughter just left a few minutes ago with a very large rug that I worked on since the evacuation
Yeah.
to now. And she's sending that to my friend in Oklahoma that housed us.
Right.
And,
Oh, that's really nice.
what's that?
That's really nice. You're sending it to the
Yeah.
people that housed you.
Well,
That
it's the least I can do.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
the least I can do.
nice.
I mean, these things take time. The one I'm working on, well, the one that's being mailed today, that was from when we got home in sometime in September.
Yeah.
And then I finished it before Christmas, and now I'm mailing it now. I didn't want to mail it during the Christmas rush, so I'm mailing it now. So from September to December is when I worked on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's fairly large. I mean, it's 4.5 by 4.5 roughly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's fairly large. This one here is, I don't know exactly, but it's 30 something by 20 something, and it's taking me a month. And so it's
at the end, and it keeps busy.
And I find that as long as I'm busy,
yeah,
I'm busy. It helps me. And
I
I
think
like
it
to
helps us
read.
all.
Yeah, I like to read, but you can't read and hook rugs at the same time.
What about audio books?
Well, I do. I do a lot
Yeah.
of audio books. But I can't get all the books that I want on audio.
Oh, can't you?
They just are not available, is the best way to put it.
Mhm.
I try to borrow from the library. That way it
Mhm.
doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
And occasionally I will buy a book.
Mhm.
But those are
What
like,
books do you like?
I like Nora Roberts, who writes mystery, fantasy,
Oh,
not
okay.
fantasy. Yeah, I guess I'd call it fantasy
Psychology.
and romance. Yeah. I like who's the name of that lady? I like John Sanford. I don't know, a whole bunch of different people.
But yeah, sort of like the mystery, romance.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tend to like fiction. I recently tried some fantasy stories, which would include vampires and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Any good?
not my thing. Not my thing.
Not my thing.
They're okay, but they're not my thing.
No, it's not my thing.
You know,
My kids love them, but I'm not into them at all.
not my thing. You know, Anne Rice, who wrote Interview with a Vampire, she lived here in New Orleans, and I used to pass her house every day, twice a day,
Right. Okay.
going to and from work. And I admire that she did it, but it just wasn't my thing, you
Yeah.
know. So I just
Yeah. So you listen to a few bits of audio. Do you?
yeah. You know, I right now I've got on country music, and
Oh, good.
because I don't want to listen to afternoon television. That's
That's
just too
uplifting
boring.
music, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 I find the music, if I put music on, I find it very uplifting.
Yeah. And
I feel better mentally if it's, through music.
right. And not every day, maybe not even every week, but I usually talk to somebody outside of the house. Particularly since COVID, I don't leave the house very often.
Mm-hmm.
With the AFib and the diabetes and the overweightness,
It's
I am fearful. I am fearful of leaving the house and being exposed to COVID, because I'm the kind of person it would attach to.
Yeah.
So I don't go to the grocery store. I don't go to the department store. I don't go a lot of places that other people go. I don't go to church. I don't go to clubs.
You really, really rely on people talking to you like this. Yeah.
And
talking to them.
I was supposed to have a support group through the surgeon's office.
Yeah.
After the surgery, but because of COVID, it does not exist anymore. That support group meeting does not exist anymore.
And they
can't. He still sees patients, but they don't get together and compare notes and talk to one another.
You'd think that they would do something like this, wouldn't you?
I think somebody's trying.
Yeah.
There's a group dedicated to Louisiana patients, and I'm a member of that on Facebook. But we're all over Louisiana. I mean, we're not just in one area.
No.
And there's nobody that I'm aware of very close to me. There's some in the vicinity, like 10 miles away or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's very hard for me to say, would you come see me, when they don't know me?
Yeah.
Because I cannot return the favor. I cannot go see them because I don't drive. You know, I can't get in and out of the house on my own like that. So that's one of the things I'm hoping to improve as I walk, is the ability to be strong enough to put myself in the car and drive.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
It's what I need to do. I need to accomplish that.
When I accomplished it 2 months ago, Oh my goodness, I can't tell you the feeling. It was amazing to have that independence back. But
Yeah.
I've now had it taken away from me again because
Yeah,
of
I
the
heard you say that the other day.
yeah.
Excuse me. But
Yeah.
I need to go like get some blood work done.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me to get that done, one of my kids has got to take time from work to take me to the blood bank to get it
Right.
done.
Mm.
I don't want to ask him to do that. Now I can do it on a Saturday. It's open on a Saturday morning. I can do that on a Saturday. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But
You
then
don't
they
want
have to
to
change it.
inconvenience them.
I really don't. And they that means they've got to change their Saturday routine, which is all about mom anyway, because that's when they go grocery shopping.
Mm.
That's when I give them, the grocery
Yeah.
list, and they go take care of that. And they take care of household stuff that I'm not capable of taking care of,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
I get that.
so I just,
there. I was there.
yeah.
So what do you weigh now?
252.
252.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
252.
And going
And
down.
what?
We'll do it. And going down. We've got to do this.
Well, I am determined. I really am. I am determined. Lisa said, don't eat unless you're hungry.
Yeah. Water.
And I completely agree with her. Don't eat unless you're hungry. I mean, I can eat lunch and then eat a snack because it's 3:00, and then eat supper, and then have an after supper, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What if I'm not hungry for that afternoon snack?
Yeah. And
what if
what
if I'm not hungry for supper?
Yeah.
So wait until you're hungry.
Yeah. My surgeon said that.
And eat slowly, because I was finding myself eating much too quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I need to measure what I'm eating.
Yes. Yeah.
I need to put it on the scale, and when it says 6 ounces, take 2 ounces off.
Yeah.
And I just
you really are going to start.
I need to be willing to do it.
Yeah. And me. Yeah.
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 One day, Mark and I were talking, and he said something about having pizza. And I said, I eat pizza. And Mark, this younger, weight losing,
he's losing lots, isn't he?
Well, I'm looking for the right word. Success story. That's who he is.
He is. Yeah.
He tells me he can only eat one slice of pizza.
Mm.
While I'm sitting over here in a stall eating 2 slices of pizza.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is wrong with this picture, Marcia? So it's like, you don't need to eat that much.
I agree. I sit there and I think I didn't need that. I could have just not had that, or I could have just taken a couple of bites just for the flavor. Sometimes I just want the flavor and I've had something, but I actually don't want to eat the whole thing.
Right.
So I should really just take a little bit for the flavor and the fact that I'm chewing, and then put it to the side. But I don't. I just okay, I'm just going to keep going and keep going until I'm ill.
That's it. That's it. So there are little changes that I'm going to make.
And me.
And I'm in the process of making.
Mm.
I'm going to call that tidying up. I'm tidying up my food plan.
Yeah.
The addition of water.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what we're like in February then, won't it?
I hope so. I hope this has an effect.
Yeah, I do.
And I also think it's important to choose what you're going to eat.
Yes.
I've got a cabbage in the fridge.
Yeah.
That I'm going to cook this week. I made the same recipe a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And it's just onions and cabbage.
Ooh.
And some meat and it's just all cooked down,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it came out particularly good and creamy and flavorful,
Wow.
and it's good for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Well, I'm going to find some recipes for you that aren't dairy
Yeah. And there's
or spinach.
sweet potatoes, you know, just plain sweet potatoes,
I
just
love sweet
cooked,
potatoes.
nothing on them,
Yeah.
nothing on them.
Mhm.
And I'm going to bake a chicken this week.
Yeah.
So
Good.
again, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And
That sounds good.
and yeah, you know, and I'm going to simplify. I'm going to simplify, you know. I'm
Mhm.
also going to make a couple of phone calls, not about skin removal, but is there a process we can participate in that diminishes this drooping skin thickness? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. The apron, I call it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If that can be non-surgically made smaller,
Oh, I don't know.
not as thick,
Yeah.
like liposuction or something. I'm not sure.
Liposuction. Yeah, liposuction.
I'm not sure if it can be done. I need to make a phone call
Yeah.
and see what can be done,
Yeah.
because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. It
It's
is.
not causing me rashes or what do you call it? Infections or anything like that. It's just uncomfortable,
Yeah, same.
you know.
But
So I'm
yeah,
making
lipo
a
would
couple
get
of
rid of
phone
that.
calls.
Lipo
Yeah.
would definitely make it, obviously it'd be saggy, but it'd take all the fat out.
Well, that's kind of what I'm looking for, is just to thin that area out,
Mm-hmm.
because I can tell from the feel of it, the look of it, the shape of it.
It's pure fat.
It's fat. It's not attached to muscles. So even if I tighten up my muscles, that will still be there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just want to get rid of that fat.
Oh, it'd be interesting to know how you get on with that conversation.
In a sensible manner. And I'm not even sure it can be done. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
You know, so but once again, if I'm going to do that, I need to be able to get to the doctor's office, which means I need to be able to drive. So so that's on my agenda for this.
Yeah.
This year.
We're going to go to next.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's do this together.
We're doing it, girl. We're doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah. All right, my love. Well, look, thanks for chatting to me. All right. Lovely to chat to you, as always.
Likewise.
And you know where I am.
I know where you are.
You know, in the
I asked a question earlier today. A question earlier today of you. Are our Thursday meetings now going to be on Saturday?
Saturday, definitely. And because Audrey and Mike and Melanie and everybody's more off on Saturdays, I think everybody's more comfortable on Saturdays. They're working, they're coming in, they're getting their dinner. So yeah, the weekends are better, I think, for everybody.
Okay.
So, yeah, Saturday, your time, or my time, 10 o'clock. So your time about 5, 4.
I'll take a look and see what it is. I'll plug it in. I have a little formula for it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, my love.
You take care. Thank you for talking with me.
All right, sweetie. Anytime.
All righty.
Bye, darling. Bye.
Bye-bye.